on the escalator again.
Leave it alone. What?
Comics.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
TV and movies. Wrestling. Music.
We are just getting started!
Finally, a podcast about things you actually care about, hosted by a couple of guys who actually care about those things too.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yep. Maybe a little too much.
Yes, that's awesome.
The talented one, Chris Machete.
That no-talent ass clown became famous.
And Brenton, you know, that guy from your other favorite podcast.
I liked it. I was good at it.
So grab onto the handrail and don't let go.
I'm gonna get a medic! There's a little boy caught the escalator!
This is the Kids on the Escalator podcast.
Woo!
Here's CM and BD.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Look at that. Isn't that nice? That's the Master Darth Vader lightsaber. I've had this for years. Christmas gift one year. It was like the gets for Christmas, but mine was a lightsaber. Oh, that's cool. What's up, everyone? Culture flying solo today. I'm going to do the wrap-up of the Obi-Wan mini-series. It was fantastic. There it is. Look at that. It's Obi-Wan, and it's fantastic. My partner in crime and my friend Brent, he will not be here to filling in for John Bon Jovi in the band. So we can get some hashtags going. Brent Bon Jovi rules. That would be great. And good luck, Brent. I know you're going to fill in very nicely. I think that's going to work out well for you. Okay, so Obi-Wan. Wow, that was really good. So we had the episode. So that's episode 6. 6, correct? There's 6 episodes. That was, I really enjoyed that series. If you've watched any of the other podcasts, my favorite Disney TV show series yet. I've enjoyed more than I enjoyed the new movies as well. I'm going to explain in a minute here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the last episode here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to more break it down by the character and their relationship with the, because what we have here is a story that started and characters that were born and created back when it wasn't a board just of 3 hours of a boardroom just to get a character play in a movie. This was back when George Lucas had this spectacular created a universe, created these characters, and now mind you, he had to sell the story, I guess, eventually somehow, but he did most of this himself. He did a lot of it. It's a great thing to research. Another great episode would make a $1 trillion movie franchise and just kind of study how Jordan in the beginning. But my point here, my friends, is if you create characters that people care for and intertwine them with other great characters, stories to go on for millenniums, for decades, for years. Perfect example of that. Another thing that this brought up in my mind, I went back and I watched all the old Empire. I'm going to cut back into. I didn't watch all the TV shows, but I watched all the movies in order again. And here's what struck me. And this was, I used to think too, when Darth Vader was like, no, Revenge of the Sith, that was pretty cheesy. And some of the dialogue was pretty cheesy. Okay. That is the key word there. Some of the dialogue was pretty cheesy, as opposed to nowadays where some of the characters are cheesy or empty or there's nothing there. There is such a big difference in a dialogue flaw and a story and character flaw. I can't mention this enough, and I hope some fans are realizing this, that the character is, and he basically, or she, writes her own story from there. If you're not going to have layers or any kind of credibility, it's not going to go anywhere. Nobody's going to. So my point here is that in the 70s, George Lucas had a great idea, a fantastic idea. And this is what could come from that, is this Obi-Wan series, in my opinion, is one of, as an OG guy, as a kid who stood in line to watch Star Wars with his mom or with his mom and dad, depending if dad was, because I saw it 3 times. when it was in the theater. So I'm an old Jemmy 7. I was in line. I was there. I saw it 3 times. This is the kind of thing warms my heart as a Star Wars fan. But the writing was fantastic. So let's get into my thoughts on the actual episode. Okay, so first of all, Obi-Wan's relationship with all these stray Jedi. Is it Ice Cube's son or Ice-T's son that's in there? Excuse me? Fantastic job. Sorry, I'm forgetting his name right now. Minor character, though, right? At this point, flesh out into much more. I have a prediction of where some things could go here. Now we've left dude off with all these young Jedi, right? And such. So that's cool. So much could come from that. You know what I mean? There's a lot. So we have our relationship between Obi-Wan and this group of Jedis and all that with him. So he knows he's got to get out of there. He knows Anakin at this point. He knows Anakin so well that he knows that if Vader's going to chase me. And sure enough, Vader to his buddy there. Oh my gosh. It was so cool. So cool to see number one just be like, So Vader goes after Obi-Wan. In the backgrounds too, he's watching all this, right? So they chase after Obi-Wan as he separates and all the Jedi. Now we get our main result between Anakin at this point, Obi-Wan, because still at Vader as Anakin. And now another thing that I want all you viewers to understand is not, although Vader's been in that outfit for 9 years, we were saying, that he's still, you can tell he's still awkward in there. And when Obi-Wan gets his shit together, man, it's so awesome. And plus when Obi-Wan realizes the shortfalls or shortcomings and Vader can't protect certain parts of his physique, his new wardrobe, his new things that are needed to keep him alive. So we get this great confrontation with Anakin and Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan gets buried, of course, but Obi-Wan's strength's coming back more and more because he's believing more in the Force. And as I mentioned, Anakin, Darth Vader at this point, he's clunky in his outfit. Still pretty powerful against people weaker than him. But Obi-Wan, man. Obi-Wan is one of the most powerful Jedi ever. You got to remember, Obi-Wan took down Darth Maul. Obi-Wan took down General Grievous. Obi-Wan took in, excuse me, Obi-Wan took down Anakin twice now, right? So, man, we've witnessed Obi-Wan take down so many Sith and apprentices and such. So you can't cut Obi-Wan's short. When he comes back to full power there, and it's full strength. So Vader buries him. He comes back to full strength. And then they have this great cut. You get to see, in Return of the Jedi, where it was in on his noggin on the old dude there that they originally used in the movie. Because it was down on his head, cracks his helmet wide open. His plate, as I mentioned, his breathing apparatus. And as soon as he does that shot, what's this? Obi-Wan does that pose like this. Oh man, that's when my heart was like, oh, here we go. I was a huge Obi-Wan and Anakin / Darth Vader fan, so this was just like, okay. Now I gotta say, the cinematography in this was amazing as well. The lots of them fighting close up, where I could just imagine some of those scenes. They would work out great comic book panels, and I can kind of see the still life as an artist, as a comic book artist, and I just loved it. I thought the fight was great. And to see Obi-Wan come to life more and more, a little stiffer in his movements, so cool. Vader eventually uses more tools than just his lightsaber, as hopefully we will explore. See. So long story short, Obi-Wan wins, and they have this conversation where Anakin's face is there, and it's going in and out of the Vader corner, just like, and you failed and stuff and oh my god, so actors is fantastic. That scene especially, hearing up and Anakin again, I failed you, holy crap, he's so sad, so angry, and You hear his voice coming in and out of Darth Vader, and finally, no cheesy dialogue here, man. Killed Anakin, Vader says. So then Obi-Wan realizes, all right, you're not Anakin anymore. I don't need to save you. I don't have to save you. And bye, Darth. And if you think that's a cheesy line, saying bye, Darth, you're a knob. Because when he sees him in a new Earth, and so he's being sarcastic. He's not. He's no longer Darth Vader. See you, Darth. You know what? And Darth's like, and in like scrambling after him. No, I gotta get you, Obi-Wan. Right? So cool. So he says, bye, Darth. So in A New Hope, he's like, hello, Darth. It's so great that just that one line for, again, like an OG fan like myself, really brought everything together. So between Obi-Wan and Anakin is now officially severed. No loose strings there. There's no what ifs. It's like, Obi-Wan knows that he now knows that Anakin's alive, which is one thing that was just, like, for me, mind blowing, and the scene was great. And two, Obi-Wan now knows that he's more machine than man now, so there's no way that Obi-Wan could reach him. So he just lets him go. Bye, Darth. Again, that's such a great line. Such a great line. And part of Ewan McGregor's delivery on that, amazing actor, dude. Like his, I don't know if they'll give a TV for something like that, but also he played the exact character that George Lucas created in the 70s. Man, boom, knockout. Again, going back to my original point, you need that are well thought out by one person, maybe not. Okay, I'm sorry to harp on that, but hopefully you see, what I'm talking about with that kind of writing. And there's a lot of people out there that are writing stories that are younger, the next generation of people saying, no, I'm not going to follow this bullshit. This is the new way to go. So let's move on. So Leia, obviously, she makes it home, all right? And the other one was the third sister. She, blanking on her name for 1 second here, but it'll come to her. Third sister, though, she got gutted by Vader there. She's still alive, and she found the mess were alive. So she goes after Luke. Mind you, Leia makes it back because off from that ship, and the rest of those little Jedi escaped. As I'm saying, there's like that escape there, right? People love the little versions, as we saw with Yoda, right? So the third sister, Tala, goes after Luke. You see Uncle Owen totally be her out on everything, and Aunt Beru comes in, is like, we got to defend. And I heard rumors that there was a scene where Aunt Beru was like kick-ass kind of thing, and this was it. Uncle Owen really dropped the ball there off the beginning. He just wanted to run into the desert and hide. Sure, that'll be a great idea. And then I love the one Beru says, well, Ben was here, right, Owen? Dick. So anyway, we see little Luke on the run. So third sister comes in and chases Luke down. Luke falls on, mind tense connects with this. He doesn't need to save her because the third sister flashes back to when she was a young Jedi. Anakin was going to kill her, the other younglings. I was wondering, man, if we were going to see more that Anakin actually spared her for some reason, which would have, then he just watched her grow up to see what she would do. But she couldn't kill Luke, and she felt so bad about it. It's just like, she was in such upheaval that she couldn't for a fallen Jedi. Of course, she thought killing Vader's son with the comlink thing, she couldn't do it, and she was so upset. She felt so bad, and just the emotions you get. Again, the third sister is saying, no, she's a new character. No, she's not. She's a young Jedi from a story that was written back in the 70s. It was brought to life later on, but this was all, and so this was a young Jedi that was written from a story from a long ago, but a fleshed out character. Amazing, like great stuff. So that leaves off there. Ben gets to visit with Luke, of course. Hello there. His first line in A New Hope, we get to see his first line to R2 and a passed out Luke, but it's R2. He says, hello there. and we get to see his first line, but in reverse to Darth, which is great. Which is great to me. It's the little things, right, that blow my mind, that I think are fantastic. So, again, the third sister is still alive. She's got this connection with the. There's got to be a Jedi Academy coming up, right? Like Harry Potter, Jedi. There's got to be. There's got to be. If not, wish I could claim that and actually write it for somebody who would read it. Cool ideas, man. I got some cool ideas. At the very end, we get Obi-Wan finally hooking up with Master Qui-Gon. It's another great scene, man. It's just Qui-Gon says, "I've always been here. You just again, really good dialogue. It was good dialogue, wasn't it? But I didn't have that, right? Oh man, so we know with Obi-Wan gives her a holster from one of the girls that died. Maybe it was her name. I'm blanking on the other name, Tara's and such. So little Leia gets the holster. She puts the gloves on. She starts, looking, saying, to her dad, "There's some things I want to change." And Obi-Wan comes back to Lola and expands a little bit on what her mom and dad were like. And again, I'm just like, man, it's heartstrings, because the Leia's finding out about her mom and her dad. It's just great. It's just great, and you get to see the badassery of Leia and where it comes from. I just watched A New Hope, and they keep dropping Leia. They switch Leia. So I back and forth on that. But and then you see why she's so badass in A New Hope. And for Poe, she would have known who Obi-Wan was and the message and stuff. Nah, she was just, man, she was wording things correctly so that nobody would catch on to anything else in case it was. She was very pro. Even when she was a kid, she knew that Jedis had to hide and stuff. So come on, don't pick it apart. So I think that's it. I think I got the whole. It was amazing. So, and then we left, of course, with with the Vader scene as well. So we've got Obi-Wan taking off on his journey with Qui-Gon. So he's got a long trip ahead of us. Let's rock on, man. And then we go to Vader, who is questioning. And Palpatine's like, "Hey, man." He's kind of smirking at him, like, "You got your mind in the right spot." And Vader's like, "Oh, yes, I serve you, Palpatine." Palpatine knows that he doesn't have his shit together. We expand on that. Any scene with Vader's castle in it, also, I will sit there and stare at that for days. That just bam. Vader has a hideout? Yeah, and it's badass. And there's no giant mechanical spider guarding it or anything. It's just fantastic. So I give this 5 Deans out of 5 for the Obi-Wan series. I think it was fantastically. I think the actors were great for what the little parts that Hayden Christensen did were amazing. For what little he did, I guess. I thought he was awesome. I wonder who's running the farm, because the fans know out there he used to live about 20 minutes away from me, and he had a farm. And my students would say they'd see him at the local feed store. Hey, Uxbridge. So I imagine he still has the farm in Uxbridge. So Uxbridge, get in there. Hey, Christensen on you. Anyway, so that's I don't know what else I could really say about that other than watch it. If you're love this. I thought it was really well done, and I thought it shed light on where the series should go. I hate throwing ideas out there, but anyway, they're always like, whenever I talk to anybody about new Star Wars movies, they're always like, "Wow, the Jedi. Well, what Jedi? What lightsaber? Jedi." I think that they need to start with a new Sith and focus the first episode on him. Have him go to Korriban, the Sith planet, and start with this new. You got your pan of the great big ship coming in like we do in all the beginning of the Star Wars movies, not an unrecognizable one, and then another little ship pops out, goes down to the planet. This wannabe Sith Lord, right? So he goes and researches his planet, and then we go from there. So the Sith, this uses some more Jedi to come in. Yeah, I think that I could sit down with Filoni and have a beer, man. I think have a beer and we would do pretty well. I think we could come up with something decent. Huh? Yay! I can't really think of anything else to say about this. Hello to my folks. The hockey game's on tonight. We're gonna have the possibly Adri holding the cup up. Wait, I like Naz. That's Toronto got rid of him. Terrible, but hey, go Naz, go. I think the Avs are gonna win tonight. I think it's gonna happen in 5, but maybe not. Maybe I'll still get my my prediction. I was kind of on the money when it came to Obi-Wan. Thanks to for pointing that out and my support. I had people supporting me, and I call it what I call a lot of bullshit movies. Like pissed all over Luke. I'll never let that go. There's a perfect example. If you got another movie to make with Luke Skywalker, you have the opportunity to do that. Yeah, Obi-Wan was great. Darth Vader was great. Little Leia was great. I loved it. Actresses in that movie were fantastic. I thought the writing was good. I thought the music was good. 5 Deans out of 5, my friends. So, good luck to Brent filling in for tonight. I know you're going to kill it. Make sure you have some oxygen on hand and some water. That will do you. That will do you well. Maybe a little bit of CBD oil too, Brent. That'll help. Dead or alive. But you got this. My friends and true believers, thank you again. We are on the Dean Blundell Network here and on all of the other forms. My name is Chris Machete. I am the owner of Machete Comics. Put it in Google. Find my comics, buy them. We got 3 issues out of Skeletron, all written by me and my wife, all drawn, written, produced, everything by me and my wife. And there it is on the screen. The Etsy store, get in there and comics and our artwork. We got Star Wars stuff in there. I'm working on an Obi-Wan picture now, as well as a free online 5-page comic book with a little bit of explanation about my Skeletron comic book, which is there's the cover right there. It's Kingston's superhero, the little guy. Yeah, right on. Okay, my friends. Again, I'm Chris Machete. You can find me on all platforms. You can find Brent fronting legendary band Bon Jovi. I think it's just tonight. All right. Cheers, my friends. Good, rad dude. Party on. Be excellent to each other, my friends. Peace.